Hi guys, Pragyan here, a first year MBBS student at AIMS New Delhi, and welcome back to our channel. So first of all guys, thanks a lot for your love on the previous video, and thanks a lot for your great compliments on my achievement. It means a lot. But let me tell you guys, even you can achieve those. It is not that difficult to achieve them. Only if you are consistent with your studies and you have the conceptual clarity of the fundamental basics, because the same subject and the same concepts are asked in all the exams. Now coming on to the today's video, it is about the most efficient chemistry strategy to score 180 out of 180 full marks in NEET. And let me tell you guys, this is the only video that you will ever require for a chemistry strategy to score full marks in NEET chemistry. So without wasting any time, let's begin. So guys, as you all know that chemistry is divided into three components: physical, organic and inorganic, and each one of them has a different strategy to approach, and approximately equal amount of questions, that is 33%, are asked from each one of them in NEET. Now coming on to physical chemistry. So for physical chemistry, the basic and the most important thing required is the conceptual clarity, because as you all know that physical chemistry is a subject just like physics, and if you are not well versed with the concepts of each of these subjects, then you will have a tough time solving the questions. Now, the second important point is the formula sheets or a formula notebook in which you can write down all the formulas that you encountered during these 2 years. But that doesn't mean that you will just write down the formulas and you will mug them up. You should also know the backstory, that is how the formula was derived, which is nothing but the conceptual clarity only. And these formula sheets will serve as a quick revision tool just before the exam. And a good news is that out of the 15 questions asked from physical chemistry in NEET, around 8 to 10 questions are directly formula based, in which you put the formula and you will get the answer. And if you have all the formulas on your tips, then you will be able to solve all the questions in the exam way too quickly, and you will save a lot of time, because in the examination hall every second counts. Now, as you all know that practice makes a man perfect, so numerical practice is very important in subjects like physics and physical chemistry. Now, people ask me how to remember the formulas. So, if you directly try to mug the formulas up, then it will be very difficult for you to remember them. So, a better way is through numerical practice, because if you apply a single formula in several hundreds of questions, then you will be able to remember the formula by itself. And additionally, if you have the conceptual clarity, that is, if you know the derivation of that formula, it will also help you to remember the formula way too easily. Now, apart from this, you should read theory chapters like solid state, surface chemistry, structure of atom, chemical bonding, thermodynamics, all from NCERT, because these chapters are theoretical chapters and theoretical questions have been asked from these chapters in NEET. And because these chapters require rote learning, so it is better that you read these chapters multiple times. Now, coming on to the books that you can refer to for physical chemistry. So, first and the foremost, NCERT. So, from NCERT, you should solve the solved examples, in text questions, and back exercise questions given in NCERT. Now, this is the bare minimum if you are appearing for an exam like NEET. Now, coming on to the second book, that is NCERT Exemplar. This is an amazing book. This has questions which require deep level of understanding and clarity of concepts, but the answers given at back of this book are not always correct. So it is better that you ask the answers and confirm the answers of these questions given in this book from a teacher or from another reference book which you can trust for the answers. Now, for further practice, you can look up to books like coaching modules and NCERT fingertips, but don't try to solve very high level of questions because they are not asked in NEET. Personally, I solved N Avasthi also, the JE one for physical chemistry, but that is not required for NEET. You can also solve, in fact, you should solve the NEET PYQs, previous year questions, for at least the past 10 years. As you all know that PYQs give us a projection of the final NEET exam that you will be giving. You can also solve JEE main PYQs of the past 5 years. If not 5 years, at least the 2019, 20 and 21, all the shifts. Why? Because the conducting body, that is NTA, is the same for JEE mains and NEET. And you can also appear for JEE mains this year, but as it is from June 20th to 29th, so it is optional. It is up to you that if you want to appear or not, but I would suggest that you should appear for this JEE main as well. Appear for JEE mains this year only if you are done with the syllabus for NEET and you are quite confident. If you are not done with the syllabus, then don't appear for it. And it's totally up to you. The decision is yours. Now, coming on to organic chemistry. So, for organic as well, you should have your concept strong. For organic, initially you will have to learn few things. Just as an example, the inductive effect strength, the inductive effect order, the strength of various I groups. But the moment you apply this already learned knowledge to solve the questions, you will definitely enjoy it and you will fall in love with this subject. But still, don't go much beyond NCERT in organic for NEET. Now, talking about the approach for organic chemistry. So, first of all, start from the basics. First nomenclature, then isomerism, and then GOC. In GOC also first GOC1 and then GOC2. All this because organic is an interlinked subject. If you miss a particular topic in organic, then you will have difficulty understanding the next topic. Coming on to named reactions. So you should be well versed with all the named reactions given in NCERT. You should know the mechanism and the examples of each one of them. Also practice enough questions from all the named reactions so that you can develop a level of understanding for them. You should also know the reaction mechanisms, although that is not much required for NEET. But if you know the reaction mechanism, then you will be able to form the product easily for the original reaction and also the variations of the reaction which can be asked in the exam. Just like the formula notebook in physical, you can also have a reaction notebook in organic which will help you in quick revision just before the exam. Apart from all this, you should read the theory of chapters like separation and purification, biomolecules, polymers, chemistry in everyday life. All these chapters require rote learning and questions have been asked from these chapters. So if you have studied these chapters well, then these chapters can fetch you quick and easy marks in the exam. Talking about the books that you can refer to for organic chemistry, basically this page is same as that of physical chemistry, so I won't waste your time repeating all this. Additionally, you can refer to MS Chauhan for question practice. Personally, I had solved the JEE version of MS Chauhan, but you can refer to the NEET version as well. Now, coming on to inorganic chemistry, the most irritating subject for most of the students, it was for me at least, and it requires a lot of rote learning. So, inorganic has concepts, okay, but it also has exceptions, which are in fact way more important than the concept itself. So, even in a subject like inorganic, you should have your concepts clear. Just as an example, the increasing or decreasing order of atomic radii, ionization enthalpy, etc. But whenever you see an exception, put a special emphasis on it, just mark it then and there itself, because exceptions are very important and have a higher probability of being asked in the exam. Now, there are many tables given in NCERT. Just as an example, the atomic radii of all the elements in a group. So from those tables, just infer the trend. Of course, don't remember or don't learn the values, but put a special emphasis on exceptions as I told you before. Now, as inorganic is a highly volatile subject, so of course you need multiple revisions to retain everything. Now, especially for inorganic, you have to read NCERT and that too line by line, just like you read the biology NCERT, because in NEET nothing will be asked outside NCERT for both inorganic as well as biology. Just like the formula notebook for physical and the reaction notebook for organic, in the same way you can also have an order or a trend notebook in inorganic, in which you can write all the trends and the exceptions, of course, which will again serve the purpose for quick revision before the exam. Now, talking about the books that you can refer for inorganic. So again, all this is basically the same as that of physical and organic, so I won't waste your time repeating all this again, but especially for inorganic, put special emphasis on NCERT and revise it multiple times. Talking about the topic wise weightage of the topics that are asked in NEET, but if you are targeting for that 180 out of 180 full score in chemistry in NEET, this list is not of much significance for you because you need to study all the topics and you can't leave any topic. But what you can infer from this list is that on which topic you need to invest more time on and which topic you need to invest lesser time. I'll upload this PDF in my Telegram channel, link is in the description. So that's it for today guys. I hope you liked this video and I hope that you will try to implement this strategy. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Signing off, bye bye.